Hello and a very good evening to you manze, kama ka welcome sana to your birthday show in the 254. You already know what I'm talking about, GBS Art Club manze. It's another beautiful Thursday evening manze, wherever you are watching from. Welcome sana kwa hii show kubwa. So as you know, we are hosting a very amazing and incredible form of arts in the building. So tonight being a Thursday evening, kama kaa pia venye nilikuwa nimepromise, venye mlikuwa request, the one and only Queen is in the building. So right about now manze, without wasting much time, allow me to introduce the one and only. Anyways, kabla tuende sana kabla tuongee sana juu ya hiyo story, check this a quick slideshow and then we'll be right back. Yo, so welcome back manze. Hope you've seen that slideshow, and in case you've done, and then you definitely know who is in the building tonight. I'm talking about the one and only Miss World Kenya, first runners up, na ilikuwa ime happen pale inaitwaje, Two Rivers. In case you missed manze, make sure next time ujiwakilishe kama da. So manze, feel free to show unawakilisha, unawatch show ukiwa mtaa gani via SMS line 244, na pia you can be part of a conversation tonight manze, to hit across all social media platforms as GBS TV Africa, and then we'll be getting back to you before we wind up this show. And then all the questions that you wish that the one and only Queen should respond to you, keep them coming as well via SMS line 244, and then you already know how we do this. So right about now, allow me to introduce the one and only Queen. Ladies and gentlemen, nimesahau sorry. So right about now, ladies and gentlemen, you ain't ready for the one and only Miss World Kenya as first runners up. Hey, how are you doing, Elsie?
Hi, I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good to see you.
To see you as well.
So can you kindly let us know where are you live from?
I am live from Nairobi. I just came back from work. Literally just walked through the door, but I said I had to sacrifice my time for this interview. I'm very happy to be here. I feel like this interview is a long time coming.
Oh, that's so nice. Good to have you. So let's as we continue this, kindly how can you define art?
Oh man, I have a saying that says to define is to limit. So I may not have a certain, if I start naming what art is, we may not have enough time. But to me, art is just a form of expression. It's something that gives you joy. It's your creative space. And for me, art is what makes me feel like my true self. I feel like when I'm doing my art, I do not have to compare myself with anyone. I'm the best version of me.
How?
So yeah, art is the best version of yourself.
All right, that's so amazing. So like personally, how did you get yourself in the industry?
Growing up with kids in the estate, they always used to tell me, oh, you are so slender, you should try modeling and things like that. So by the time I was finishing Form 4, I decided to just try it out as a hobby. I wasn't doing it, with any long-term career goal in mind. But I officially started in 2011. I went for my very first audition. And actually, my mom and my aunties and my cousins took me for my very first audition. It was a bit embarrassing, but that was the genesis of my journey. Yeah.
All right.
So that's when I started.
All right. So Elsie, for those who are watching you for the first time, how can you define who is a model?
A model is a representation of a brand, in my opinion. A model can be representing a cause, for example. For example, in Kenya, we have albinism modeling. So you'd find like the models stand up for a cause. A model can also be a representation for our brands, your clothing modeling, you have fitness, and I hear you even have hand models, skin models. It's a variety of things. But most importantly, for me, my modeling comes through beauty pageants, and there's also high fashion modeling and runway modeling.
All right, that's awesome indeed. So maybe before I let you go, like how can I say, how is your course related to modeling?
The course that I did for my
Yes,
beauty pageants.
yes.
So the cause that I stood for was kidney disease awareness. It's very close to my heart because I lost my father to the disease. So it's something that has always been in my mind. And during this time, when you're going to visit patients in hospital, I came across a girl who was about 21 years at the time, and she was suffering the same. And I felt like I needed to create more awareness because she didn't have as much time, according to what the doctors gave her. So I felt like I had a platform, which was my modeling, and I'm a very good speaker. I can speak very well. So I thought, how about merging the two together? And that is what pushed me to even try out modeling in the first place. I wanted to be known not just for beauty, but I wanted to be known that I have passion behind my beauty. I have skills that I want to showcase. And most importantly, I have a heart that is caring.
Awesome, awesome. Our condolences to your late father. So maybe, and then your fans are also watching for. There are those fans who are watching this show the first time, and they wanna know like which county are you representing. So for this case, can you just say hi to your people in your vernacular?
Wow, I come from Mombasa County, County 001. Kwa hivyo jambo, karibuni sana kwenye show ya GBS TV. Niko naye mtangazaji wenu Eddie, and I'm so happy to be here with him. Nawapenda sana, and remember County 001 is all about love. Sorry.
All right, all right, all right. A very, very big shout out to you. So our viewer, if you're watching, if you're joining us right now, this is GBS Art Club, and you already know how we do this, manze. Each and every Thursday and Friday, 8:30 to 9 p.m. manze. Hiyo ndo time unatupata right on your screen. So right about now we are on live with the one and only Miss World Kenya 2019-2020 first runners up, the one and only Elsie. So feel free to be part of our conversation, to hit across all social media platforms as GBS TV Africa, and then tutakuwa tunaangalia all your feedbacks, and then we'll be getting back to you. So apart from Elsie, apart from being a model, can you just mention 2 things you can do better?
Okay, so in my work, in my field of duty, I work as a revenue officer. So that's what I specialize in. And also I studied a Bachelor's of Arts degree in communication. So I did TV and radio. I actually wanted to be a TV presenter growing up. I still do. Hopefully there's a chance for me out there. But that's what I like to do. I like to present. I like to speak to people. Anything that involves public speaking, I'm up for the challenge.
All right, that's so interesting indeed. So, and another thing I want to know, what are you going to say? How can you tell those who don't believe in possibilities?
Well, I can tell them to just look at myself. I want them to look at me as their friend. I want them to look at me not just as someone who has a title. I just want you to look at me as a representation of you. So if you're out there and you feel like you have self-doubt, please look up to me. And I'm telling you the truth, I was just like you. I used to sit behind the TV and the computer, and I'd watch all these incredible stories from other models who I wanted to be, I wanted them to mentor me, or I wanted to do the things that they've done. But you are your biggest enemy. If there's anything you want to do, just put your mind to it and just do it. There's a saying that says, there's a German proverb that says, start weaving and God will give you the thread. So if you want to do something, just start. Whatever happens along the way, it will just be fruition, and it will always be an upward journey. So I'd say don't give up, and I'm free to give any counseling to anyone who wants, both ladies and gentlemen. You can always DM me on my Instagram at LC_Stevens, ELSIE _STEPHENS. I'm always free, and I always reach out to anyone who wants some motivation or they want some advice. Don't give up.
All right, so I think you've been in industry for some years right now. So can you just mention one greatest challenge female models do face?
One of the greatest challenges I faced was representation. I struggled to find an agency that worked for me, that had the values that I believed in, and had the potential to take me to where I wanted to be. About 8 years ago, we didn't have any scouting calls. We didn't have any, fashion shows that were accessible to everyone. But I feel like slowly the industry is changing. Right now, there are agencies that are based even in Nigeria that are coming here to scout, and that's exposure that I didn't have the chance to get 8 years ago. So I'd say the industry has changed. It's no longer a challenge. It's just something that's evolving, and I'm sure it will keep on evolving. That's
All
one
right.
of the greatest challenges I suffered with, representation.
All right, all right. I think on 27th April, it was your birthday. Can you just say the most memorable thing that you can never forget that happened?
You want me to choose one? Okay. Most memorable thing. So it was just around my birthday this year. It was lockdown, so I still had to go to work, but the Nairobi streets were very empty. But on my way to work, I met a street boy, and he was very eloquent, and it's something I'd never interacted with before. And with time, I became friends with this street boy. His name is Pablo. Hi, Pablo. His name is Pablo, and he just gave me a very interesting outlook on life. Every time I'd have something small, I'd always pass by where he used to sit by the roadside, and I'd give him, a snack, some cheddar, some groundnuts, and I'd always be worried about him. And I'd always ask him, so, but what will you eat tomorrow? What will you do? And he told me one thing I'll never forget. And he told me, in this life, you can't live worrying about tomorrow. Only God knows our tomorrow. So you should, and it really left an impact on me, because I'm the kind of person who is self-conscious. I'm always worrying about stuff. So that was very memorable for me. And the fact that it came from a street boy who doesn't have the basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter, and he wasn't worried about his tomorrow. So it made me convince myself, so why should I be worried about tomorrow?
Oh,
One
what
of the most memorable.
such a touching story indeed. A very big shout out to you for what you're doing. I believe that's part of serving the community as well. So let me know. Let us know, like, what's so unique about LG Africa that you decided just to submit in your video? Uh, you know what I mean?
Yes. So after the pageant, after the Miss World pageant, I wanted to do something. There was the constant urge and desire from external forces for me to do something in line with fashion and beauty. It only felt natural, yeah. It's the most natural thing to do. But when LG came knocking, I felt like this was something that was outside my comfort zone, and I always like a challenge. So the reason why I took this is because this is electronics. No one can link electronics to a beauty pageant. But I thought, why not? That's the reason why I took it up. It was something out of my comfort zone, and I'm so pleased with the outcome. I swam in the deep end, and here I am today as a micro influencer for LG.
Awesome. Congratulations for being one of the micro influencer of LG Africa. I know so many people trying to participate, but it wasn't easy. So let me know kindly if someone is going to request you like, hey, can you just give your sister one present? I'm talking about the one and only Kanze Dena. Which present are you going to present to her?
I'd give her a Bible.
Why Bible though?
We are believers, and we've been through challenges. I mean, just like everybody else, we've been through challenges, family and other things. And one thing we've never given up on is we've never given up on religion. ever. So that's one thing I know we will both need today, tomorrow, 40 years from today. We'll need the Bible. So I'd gift her the Bible.
All right, all right. I'm very aware of you being Miss Universe, second runners-up, I think 2018. Maybe if you are the queen, if you are the Miss during that year, what do you think maybe you could have accomplished?
At the time, I wanted to participate in challenges, or how can I say this? I wanted to participate in anything that was relating to the girl child. At the time, the International Day of the Girl Child was focusing on her education. So I wanted to be part of a program that will make sure the girl child is elevated. And not just the girl child, but even women in corporate spaces. We really have to fight to prove ourselves. We just have to put our academic qualifications, and then we have to prove like twice as much that we're capable of doing the job. So that's what I wanted to do, creating spaces for girls in schools, in universities, and for women in corporate spaces.
That's a great dream indeed. So one more thing before I let you go, maybe how can you compare like Kenyan modeling industry and outside Kenya modeling industries?
For Kenya, I would say that we still have a long way to go as far as representation is concerned. We do not have as many fashion shows as we should. If I'm comparing ourselves to Kenya and South Africa, you'd find that there's a certain niche that high fashion models need to fulfill. And it's unfortunate because we're all Africans and we're so diverse. An East African looks nothing like a West African, and a South African looks nothing like a North African. But outside Africa, the perception of beauty is that you have to be a certain skin tone, you have to be a certain height. So that's what I noticed in the industry. However, there are spaces that are opening up in Asia for models. In fact, the first runners-up from Miss Universe 2018, Michelle Opio, is actually in Europe. She's actually doing her runway and her modeling career there. So that is hope for girls out there that you yourself can do it. It's possible. It's evolving and change is coming, so you better be ready.
All right, we are ready for that. So personally or individually, how can you rate yourself out of 10 as far as modeling is concerned?
I give myself a very strong 9. And the reason why I'm not giving myself 10 is because there's always room for improvement. And I always feel like I can always learn more. So I'd give myself a strong 9. The far I've come, it's been a journey. It's been a journey. And to be honest, I never thought I'd ever have a title. I never thought that would happen.
All right.
For so long. For so long.
All right, all right, all right. A very big shout out to you. So our viewer, wherever you must be watching from, this is GBS Art Club, and we are coming to your screens each and every Thursday and Friday, 8:30 to 9 p.m. Manze, featuring in incredible form of arts, Manze. So if you're doing any form of art, number 8 inapita hapo, so you can send in. Then we are going to give you a chance, because this is why we give you a chance to take you places as well. So right about now we are live with the one and only Queen, and to ask any questions, make sure you reach us via SMS line 2144, na pia you can hit us across all social media platforms as GBS TV Africa. So right about now, getting back to the one and only Queen, how can you define your creativity?
How can I define my creativity? As long as it's outside of the norm, it's outside of the comfort zone, I'm willing to do it. So long as it's outside of the norm, it's never been done before, I would like to do it. That's how I define my creativity. Anything that puts me out of my comfort zone. I'm not very, I don't know how to like dance or draw or sing and things like that. But I believe anything that is outside of my comfort zone, I honestly task myself to do. So my creativity is a free form.
All right, so you believe your creativity is part of what made you stand out for the first runners-up Miss World Kenya?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
All right, that's so amazing. So I want to give you a chance to advise Miss World Kenya 2019-2020, the one and only Miss Maria Wavinya.
You want me to advise Maria?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, Maria. I hope you're well. I think you're a talented young woman. In fact, you've broken barriers to being the youngest crowned Miss World Kenya at just 18 years of age. I think you're doing a phenomenal job. I pray that you continue with your kindness and your humble qualities. And I know that God is going to elevate you to bigger positions. I pray that other girls who are trying out in modeling look up to you. And I hope that you never change and you always inspire them to be the best versions of themselves.
Oh, that's so amazing. Hope anawachio sahi na amepokea hiyo advice. I know she's a good friend of you. So, yep. So, like another thing I want to know, like you personally, after being a queen, like who are some of the people you said you must meet?
Oh, I always wanted to meet the President of the Republic of Kenya, Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta, His Excellency, and God did answer my prayers. I always grew up wanting to represent my country. It's something I always wanted to do. So pageantry has enabled me to have access to meeting these notable personalities. I've also had the chance of meeting His Excellency, the Deputy President, Mr. William Ruto, and also Ms. Mia Amor, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Barbados.
All right, all right. So, how are they fulfilling your dream?
By them supporting the arts, that is already a fulfillment on its own. A few years ago, when someone said that they do modeling, someone was not very respectable in society. But now you can have a model who's a doctor, you can have a model who, like me, has a corporate 9-to-5 job and is able to express herself through pageantry without any biasness or without people feeling like she does not belong. So meeting these notable personalities enables me to believe that I am constantly evolving. I could be a model today, tomorrow I'm a corporate officer, and the next day I could be in a notable position in society.
Indeed.
The sky is... Yes.
Indeed, indeed. So personally, what are you proud of as a Miss World Kenya First Runners-Up 2019-2020?
I'm proud of the things that the organization stands for. Miss World is an organization that prides itself in representing not just women, because they brought back Mr. World Kenya, which had gone into hiding for some time. So I'm very proud for them giving us this platform, and not just giving us the platform, but pushing us and elevating us so that we may be able to network with other people, we may be able to mentor the girls and the boys who want to join this field. I'm very proud of that. It's
Awesome.
not easy. They took up that role.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So maybe before we finish, let me know or let us know how has this COVID-19 affected you individually and modeling industry at large?
Individually, the pandemic affected me because there are projects that I wanted to do. We had COVID happened about 3 months after our coronation. So we were just about to launch some of the projects that we were working on, and for some reason, the pandemic came in and we were not able to do those projects. The photo shoots, the fashion shows, networking events, they were also minimized just because of the pandemic. So that affected me in a way. But I'm grateful that there's platforms like this one. We're having interviews, there's Zoom sessions, there's Google Meet where you can interact with people. And also we've been able to leverage on technology. That way it's been bittersweet, but at least we're getting the hang of it. But we're going to grow out of the pandemic. I'm not sure if there is going to be an active pageant season this year, but I'm sure the day it will be back, it will be better.
All right, all right, all right. So right now there is a passionate girl watching you. What kind of advice are you having for her?
Dear little girl watching me on the TV, I want you to know that you can do anything that you set your mind to. I want you to know that you are enough and you are able to create the change that you want to see. You can always reach out to me or any of the other queens we never really have an issue. Reach out to us, tell us what you're struggling with, tell us what your weaknesses are and how to work on them, and I'll be more than willing to help. And I promise you, by this time next year, you'll be a bigger, better version of yourself.
All right, all right, all right. A very, very big shout out to you. So, like one more thing, maybe the last thing. How are people going to find you across all social media platforms? And then what kind of plans are you having personally?
You can find me on my social media platforms on Instagram at LC_Stevens. The Stevens is STEPHENS. The same handle on Twitter, and on Facebook it's LC Stevens. For the plans that I have in the coming year, I want to do a complete 360, and I want to take up the mentorship. I want to mentor girls, I want to coach girls, and all the knowledge that I have, I want to impact it on them. That's what I want to do. I want to switch it around. It's no longer about me. I want to impact someone else so that they can also get into the industry and become a success.
Awesome. That's so interesting indeed. So our viewer, a very big shout out to you manze kwa stay tuned since tulianza show. Adi right about now manze tumekuwa tukibonga the one and only else Miss World Kenya first runners up. Na so far so good umesikia venye amekuwa kidai, but else I can't let you go before you giving a shout out or saying mentioning those who are behind the scenes or behind the victory during that time.
Behind my victory, I'd speak of my recent title, Miss World. Behind that, first of all, my family and my friends, they were very, very supportive. The trainings were very intense, and I must say there are days I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. But through their support, they've been able to assist me. I also want to shout out Paynet Joanne from Vela Model Management. She was my trainer. I trained with her for about 4 months in preparation for the Miss World pageant. I also want to thank Madam Terry Mungai and the Ashley's organization for giving me this platform, because I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for them. And last but not least, I want to thank God, because without him, I am nothing.
Amen, amen. So a very big shout out to you, Manze, for accepting our online video call this evening, Manze. Let's have you next time, Manze, physically hapa hivi kwa studio. We'll be so glad about that. So our viewer, let's meet tomorrow with the one and only Miss Githunguri, Kiambu County. So let's do this again tomorrow, same time, same place. Blessings.